Hey, welcome back to the show, everybody. This show is brought to you by ERT Radio. We're going to get this started off the right way this time. We're actually going to shout out to our sponsor right in the beginning. ERT Radio, go to mixler.com, set up an account there, and you can follow ERT Radio so you can listen to shows, obviously like this one, Into the Outer Realms, which occasionally somebody like this guy moonlights on. Uncensored with David Maureen, Dimensions of the Supernatural, music lineups, mixler.com. Go subscribe to ERT Radio, courtesy of Ron there. Appreciate that. If you couldn't see from the funny picture I put there for the thing with I think it was a hamster with the long horns, we're talking about animal hybrids, genetic manipulation, just where do the morals, where should they play into science? Because with anything that's a scientific breakthrough, there's always that moral dilemma. Yes, it may be a cure for Parkinson's, it may be a cure for cancer, but at what point are the costs, do they outweigh the benefits? I mean, you're like, yes, it's helping grandma and grandpa, they've got their functioning back, but then you find out that experimentation was done on mental patients for years to get these breakthroughs. Is that worth it? We don't. That in itself is a dilemma, and that's kind of what we're going to be talking about with animal high. You get some of the things, just like all the GMOs, all these genetic improvements. Okay, they provide more food, but the thing is, at what cost? Do we know what's going to be the result of this? But we've got the Golden Corralios with us. Tom's here for sure. We're hoping Carlito joins us, but Tom is in the mobile studio. He is in an undisclosed location on a stakeout. I heard say he's in his car. Brian is trying to show what I look like when I cook my food. He's actually stationed in the kitchen. The only thing different is, just like I said, Tom in his kind of reverse roles. Brian's usually the one in the car, for in stuff. And then obviously me and Chris are here. Austin's still in the background, so if anybody sees a ginger squatch out there, tell them it's time to come home. It's time to be on the show. But everybody sit back. We're going to be talking creepy, crazy, weird animals, maybe even where chupacabra came from. And that is right now. Welcome to the Three Beards podcast. My name is Craig, along with Austin and Chris.
Passed to a new generation of Americans born in this century.
Let me out.
I'm afraid that is quite justice and honor in Massachusetts colony?
All right, Chris is here. Brian is here, and
in the old bachelor
Tom
pad.
is here. Bachelor pad.
Yeah, what the hell is that? You got a bachelor pad?
No, I thought Brian's old apartment was a bachelor pad before he got married.
No, I'm on the Boogie Down Bronx, home of rap, Pop and Lock, Mr. Freeze, Sugar Hill Gang, you name it.
Yankee Stadium.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, Yankee Stadium's a nice shade of burnt orange right now.
You have no idea. I mean, I could share a video with you of what it looked like. Actually, I'm going to do that eventually in about a second. It's like a 15-second video, but it's absolutely insane what's going on.
Dawn of the Dead, Part 3.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy. I was telling him before we went live, that it looks, the image that he has there of of New York is almost identical to what it was looking like back in Oregon when we were evacuated from our homes.
I mean,
For a forest fire. It's crazy.
It's god awful. I mean, it's really, really bad. What's going on? It's terribly bad. And you'll see. I mean, I'm going to open up my MP4 player, and I'll see if you can. This is from the GW Bridge. So if anybody knows, looking over into Jersey.
Yep.
And this was just taken maybe like 1 o'clock today. So
I know that. Yeah, I know that area pretty good. I used to be a security guard.
Tell me when it's on.
Out there.
It's like I can't see everything.
Wow.
So.
Yep.
So
there's a picture of it right there.
That's crazy.
Hold on, it's not a picture. This is a video, boys.
Yep.
It's like Armageddon, apocalypse.
Yep. I mean, that's pretty insane what's going on.
Yeah, the fact that you can't even see the towers.
It's an orange glow. That's actually looking up towards upstate New York more than anything, but you can't see. I mean, you can't. That's 2 miles. I think it's 2 miles across or a mile across. That's pretty low visibility. So I'm going to end that.
Yeah, that's going towards Nyack, right, Brian? That's like towards the Nyack direction.
Nyack, Alpine. Yeah.
I used to be a security guard at the NBC building back after 9/11, and it was where Geraldo and Dr. Joyce brothers worked at, and I was like the gatekeeper security guy, and the military were pretty much patrolling the George Washington Bridge with M16s walking on each side back and forth, and I actually had to, as part of my duty, I had to check every underneath every single car with one of those mirrors and check for bombs, make the limo drivers pop their trunks, and they're like, "Do you know who we are?" I'm like, "I don't care who you are. I have to check your trunk and if you want to come in this parking lot." So sorry to ruin your day.
Yeah, I don't give a damn who you are. So
exactly, I don't care if you're the damn Pope.
I don't think the other half wants to be on camera. So
yeah, no. And before we get too far, I want to make official. One, congratulations, Tom. 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you,
go.
sir.
So did the heavens open up like they promised?
No heavens opened up, and I'm not planning on being monetized. It's not really my concern. I just want to get the word out. It's just a numbers game. After you get 1,000, you can go live on demand, which is kind of cool. I'm excited about that. Other than that, I mean, it's just just numbers as it goes, and you're going to grow too because you're doing a great job, and like what you do every week with guests and getting the truth out is amazing. So I guarantee you, it just like I said, it takes time and work and effort, and you put a lot of work into this, and
Josh Turner
have to like run it. Yeah,
Josh Turner doesn't hurt.
Yeah, I mean, endorsements help too. I mean, and being part of, having a wide variety of friends in high places kind of helps a little bit as well. So
I think
part of our problem too is the fact that we're not a singular topic.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those, if we were just simply a Dogman channel, you could have, you're going to have a huge group that's going to want to just focus on that product. We're just, because here, we may talk about Dogman, but then we're suddenly going to talk about ancient structures in New England, and then we're going to talk about the pyramids, and we're just all across the board.
Yeah, but I would, like I used to do a different. There was a lot of paranormal stuff there, but you guys broach the strange and unusual on a lot of subjects, and I don't know. It also, I mean, Tom, no, you do a great job. I mean, what you put out is fantastic, and you're, and everybody's had trials and tribulations, so we all know about that. Mm-hmm. But it's like all you're asking people to do is just like and subscribe.
That's it. It's free. Subscribe. It's free.
And maybe
we don't ask for money. We don't ask for no donations. You just like and subscribe, and that's all you got to do.
Yep. It helps a lot. So no, but I just want to. For anybody that hasn't yet, shame on you. You need to go to North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal Project, NCCPP, right there, and go subscribe there, as well as Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom for Carlitos. You
Yes.
can go there.
And
Follow
Golden
Brian.
Corral and goldencorral.com.
Yep.
Golden
Yeah.
Corral. Golden
Go
Corral
check the webcam.
endorsements.
See if he's hanging out there somewhere.
He's at the food bar right now.
The puddle of chocolate fountain is getting engorged right now.
He's dipping his fried shrimp in it. It's just.
Dude, I saw. For anybody that doesn't know, just full disclosure, I refer to buffets as a public feed trough.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't. If there's somebody stationed there permanently that like watches it, I can do it. But if it's just one of those where you got the one or two people that are way underpaid that don't care and they just sit there, because I've watched so many times, like the little kid does this and then reaches their hand in the fountain or does something, sticks their hand in something, pulls it back, mom yanks her hand back, and then the worker just comes over and puts more stuff on there, stirs it around. I'm just like, yeah, I'm done.
Or the kid's got the ladle and his mom pops his hand, so now he's got gravy in the mashed potato.
Yeah, I can't. I can't.
It all goes down the same pipe, so it's all that matters.
What doesn't kill you make you stronger, right?
See, the funny part about that for me too. This is full disclosure with Craig here. My OCD, none of my food can touch. Everything is separate, and I have to eat it one. I said I don't have to finish the whole thing, but if I eat, like, say we have like turkey dinner, turkey, corn, mashed potatoes, they're all separate. If I have the mashed potatoes, I eat that. Once I'm done, then I go to the turkey, or then I go to the corn. I don't ever mix the things.
He's not used to Southern eating. I take my mashed potatoes, I mix everything together, and it's going down the same way, brother.
My kids are exactly the same way. They're just like, oh my God, it's touching.
Yep.
But you will never know the glory of putting your vegetables in your mashed potatoes and eating.
Yeah. Well, KFC makes that bowl. They make that chicken, the chicken bowl with the chicken, the mashed potatoes, the corn. I know it's all mixed in, and you just.
I know those are hard to eat.
I will never eat a KFC. That company's now printing their own chicken, and I'm like, nah, I don't want any printed food. Thank you.
Yeah,
for real.
We'll kind of get into the printing of meat and everything, where they just kind of grow the cells. And
here's the thing, right? So when McDonald's came out with the McChicken sandwich, it was freaking awesome because it was a real piece of chicken.
Yes.
Okay. And it was delicious. Then they came out with chicken nuggets, and it was real chicken cut up into whatever. Now all they do is they take all the parts, probably the rib meat, some of the cartilage, they grind it all up, and they make this paste. And it's a pink paste. You've probably seen it on TV. They squirt it into the shape, and then that's it. That's what you're eating.
Yep. Dollar McChicken special. That's what you're getting. It's just like 10 nuggets combined into one, and on a bun with lettuce and mayo.
I'll tell you. Yeah. First of all, I don't think McDonald's is doing very well financially, believe it or not. And if they make me the CEO, I will restore everything perfectly, because I'm bringing back. I'm getting rid of the fucking salad. That's gone. I'm deep frying the goddamn apple pie again.
What about the what is it, the meat? They say the meat was like human meat. What's up with that?
They're putting stuff in their product that it's just processed.
Everybody's putting stuff in their products.
Yeah, well, everybody is, but I mean, some of them are better. When you go to like certain places, I mean, even Chick-fil-A. You know what's better than Chick-fil-A? Oh, I'm going to throw this. I love Chick-fil-A. Don't get me wrong. PDQ.
There's nothing better than God's chicken.
PDQ is terrible, bro.
No, down here, you come down to Bond 441. It's awesome.
It's terrible.
As long as it's not Soylent Green, I'm good. I won't eat no Soylent Green food.
Okay, so does anybody understand the irony that there's actually a product called Soylent Green?
Yes.
That you can buy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how that even made it past, just the prop, when they're throwing out ideas, how even somebody there, maybe was it just they thought as like, okay, everybody's going to think this is just, really crazy, and they're going to buy it just to, where's Charlton Heston? Soylent Green is people.
I wish they'd come out with some real good integrity.
Yeah, no, that's how coffee. It's unfortunately, man, it's pretty much everything is gone up. And that's kind of.
And something you got to look for, and I stopped consuming. Look for bioengineered ingredients. Contains bioengineered ingredients on things. You do not want to eat that stuff. And
I also saw.
I'm gonna throw something out, and a lot of people are gonna be mad, but you really need to Do not eat any pork products.
Huh?
Yeah, I know you could. Huh? Do not eat. Do not consume any pork products.
The jab. They're putting the
Yep.
jab in it.
They're
No more
putting,
bacon.
Yeah, and that turkey bracing crap is garbage. But they do make beef bacon if you go to Whole Foods.
Beef bacon?
Beef bacon, and it's freaking awesome.
I don't know.
Try it.
I don't know. It sounds like
try.
Sounds like another version of like turkey bacon.
Yeah,
No.
You're gonna have me looking like one of these cryptic creatures.
It is told for the same portion of where the regular bacon comes from, the belly, and it's all cow, it's all beef, and it's awesome.
Well,
And we got to support our cows because these vegans want you not to eat them anymore.
No more bugs, and I think if we keep breathing this air we're getting from Canada, we might start turning into cryptids by next week. So who knows?
I was outside with a buddy smoking a cigar, and I'm like, if one person complains about the cigar smoke, I'm gonna say, take a look around.
It's funny because they're endorsing the N95 masks again, saying, oh, if you wore them for COVID, wear them now with the bad air breathing.
Doesn't do anything for that.
No.
But that's some shit somebody would say in New York. That seems like how New Yorkers are. Like, hey, the cigar smoke. Did you not see the sky right now? Did you not see all this smoke here? And you're talking about my cigar?
I'm still seeing people driving their cars by themselves wearing masks. So I mean, it's just a crazy
I see
world.
that too. I'm like, I just can't get past it. These people are just nuts. My buddy was like, what do you care if they do that? I'm like, because it cuts
you look like an idiot.
off. Not only that, but there is a difference in oxygenation from mask or no mask, and it does cut off oxygen.
What do you care? They're already an idiot, so it doesn't matter.
Now this is fair use, so I'm just going to put this here. But this is what I think of with the beef bacon.
100% meatless.
Yes.
No.
That's what.
No, I agree with this wholeheartedly.
So
that's like the black bean burgers, that you see the Morningstar black bean burger commercials are getting blown away right now.
Those aren't that bad. The like using that, but I don't anything that is non-animal based, plant based. First of all, if you're a guy and you're eating plant based, you're gonna grow a vagina. Secondly, on top of that, why do we have to create burgers for vegans? What the F is that all about? Aren't you supposed to be tofuing it or soying it? You don't need a burger, right? Doesn't it remind you that the baby cow or the I mean, come on. Stop it.
They have cauliflower wings, and I'm like, dude, this is terrible.
Cauliflower?
Ooh. Cauliflower wings. They're a piece of cauliflower in the shape of wings and flavored like a chicken wing. It's like
they're terrible. They're terrible.
Cauliflower rice initially was interesting because it's like an alternative, but after a while, it's just like no.
It's not terrible.
Turkey tacos made from turkey meat. No, I don't think so. Chicken sometimes, but no beef.
All right.
Dinner.
Well, we're 18 minutes into it. And we have yet to talk about. He's gone dark, so he's picking up the kid.
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Good.
I'm back. There he is. I was reading something on my phone.
He's back. He's back.
No, it wasn't that dime bag you just bought from. Forget about
it. Yeah, that wasn't me. That was observant. I'm on a stakeout and I'm watching shady things go down next to a church.
You're gonna hear. Excuse me, Holmes. Holmes, how do I get to the highway from here? Fuck your mom.
Oh my God.
We've gone off the rails, Ron.
We are talking animal hybridization and genetic manipulation. Most people by now, no spoiler alerts, you've got to have seen Marlon Brando and The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yes.
Except for Chris, who's never watched a movie in his life.
Chris doesn't watch movies unless it has P-O-R-N in it.
Porn.
I watch Pornhub.
He's got anal attraction 1, 2, and 3 on
negative.
Or was it Forrest Hump? Sorry.
No,
that's such an ass, brother.
No, it was one of those. for those that haven't seen the movie, one, you got to watch it. It basically shows like the really dark, seedy side of animal genetic experimentation. Most people see, like, when biology, most people are going to think about it. You're going to think like the beefalo or something like that, whereas they combine buffalo and beef together, or they take some birds and they make these different, they make different kinds of, or plants, yeah, most people, they do these things. I mean, like I said, I used a picture. I had that long horns on a hamster, and then I've also got the baboon that's on the bird. I use those two pictures. But there's really good, if you go circles, they say there's really good evidence and stuff that there's probably a really chance that stuff like the chupacabra was military experimentation out of a lab that escaped or was intentionally released.
Yeah.
And that's
very plausible, because of the bases in Puerto Rico, and then you've got what's the island off of New York in the harbor?
Montauk Island,
Montauk, and
Monster.
and, we have
Plum
a lot
Island.
of that stuff. Plum Island, that's it.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the stuff that's washed up on the shores in just that area alone look all screwed up. It looks kind of like
the owl raccoon bat.
Yeah, or like a griffin, whatever, something. Most of this genetic, like, mutated animals are probably in McDonald's McRib.
Now, isn't that supposed to be a CDC facility, Brian? That was like,
which one?
Montauk Island?
Montauk, Plum Island.
Oh no, that was well. There is a CDC facility there. It's still there. Don't be fooled by we're not here anymore. There was
that's a dumb now, isn't it?
I don't think it's always been a dumb, but they're still working there. But they've fenced off most of the basin on top of it, and they moved some of the stuff to elsewhere. But they're still working, 20, 40, maybe 100 feet under the ground.
The other half's probably in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and parts of the other parts of the country.
Yeah, I mean, you got those mountains up in North Carolina.
Yep, Brown Mountain,
North
Carolina. Yep,
that's a base. So there's a ton of different places that they're doing all this crap. But
for everybody new to it, we're talking about deep underground military base.
Yeah,
so
that's
what
it
doesn't know the acronym DUMB is about.
Yep.
But yeah, I've through my research when I was doing this, I'll see what you guys think. There's a few people that their speculation was Mothman. Other ones are potential, same thing, military experimentation that was either intentionally released to see what happens, escaped from the facility, what have you, how they got out. But it was one, because the Chinese have been doing it, Russia's been doing it, we have been doing it a lot, but they take an animal and everybody's been splicing it with human DNA. Trying to see if they can get these things to combine. And that's one of the things. Dr. Moreau, Dr. Moreau was the one, that it's basically the human DNA that's like the holy grail of genetic combinations. It doesn't combine with it. And that's part of the reason why so many people, come to the conclusion that we were seeded on this planet, that there was some higher power that came down and created us, because our genetics are so different than the things around us.
Well, I mean, something that's you really should look into, and this started way back when, like in the the early, like the new the Dark Ages. They were 16th century. And they used alchemy, and they try to create something called the homunculus. And what that is this is where it gets really strange, folks. They took an egg, a chicken egg, and they added human sperm to it, and they supposedly created creatures from that. So they artificially inseminate. And there was a guy that was doing this for a while, and he created something and it had life and it was moving. It was really buggy. So people
Wow.
playing around with alternative
Mm-hmm.
animals and creatures, that's been around for a while.
Yeah, I mean, what in the was it the 40s or the 50s? The Russian doctor Ilya, I can't say his last name because I don't want to butcher it, but he was the one that did the human Z, and he took the artificial insemination of a human and a chimpanzee, and after trials and trials, he finally got one, and they pretty much shut him down because they considered it inhumane. But he was still doing it underground behind closed doors, and I just think that's crazy that they were able to do that and get life out of a human and a chimpanzee by using sperm, which is that's not genetic splicing. That's actually using chemicals from from the human body to the human body and seeing what comes out of that sequence.
What's interesting though is if you want to take and get into that the UFO abduction side of the thing, which is part of the experimentation. So if you take an alien and you take a human and you mate them, so basically it's bioclass, right? They drew a grid. So you're going to get like human, alien, human. And if you do this enough times, then you'll just go human. You can breed just for human, or you can breed just for alien, or you can breed for human alien hybrid. So this is what's been going on. So it's just, I don't like the fact that they're doing this because we don't know, when you play God, you don't know what the ramifications are. Right.
Well, that's where like all of our banter prior work, kind of where we were talking about this, it's the same thing. It's like most people will have. We were talking about McDonald's. You're going to eat but these things have genetically modified organisms, and most people are like, "Well, what the hell is that?" It's like it's the wheat. The majority of the stuff you're eating is the wheat. The wheat was, and it was designed to fight, insects, disease. It was so instead of having to use pesticides, herbicides, and stuff to grow these crops. But the problem is, like most people think, we don't know what the long-term effect is. And I think you're going to find a lot of these people, because, I'll post this to the people that are in the chat room right now, just you guys chime in on this one, with either yes or no. When you were growing up, do you remember anybody that couldn't eat a dinner roll because they were deathly allergic to gluten?
Nope. No. Or peanut butter.
Well, that's just like the Monsanto cancer. These cancer rates have been going up because of Monsanto, the pesticides they put in the foods, in the wheat, the soy, all that farming, product that people all of a sudden you hear cancer cases have skyrocketed in the last 30 years, and it makes you wonder why. Well, that's what they're putting in the damn pesticides people are putting in their bodies, and their body can't handle it, and it's forming cancers of all these kinds.
So they put it in the wheat first, correct? Then they went to the corn. Now, corn's in everything. And byproducts of corn, the reason why America got so obese is not because of sugar. It got it from high fructose corn syrup, which is a derivative of corn sugar. And what do you feed cattle to make them fat? Corn. Right?
And that's in soda. That's in soda, the corn syrup, too.
Corn syrup's in soda. Yeah, but you hear what I'm saying. What do you feed cattle to make them fat and lazy?
Corn, yeah.
What are we being fed? We are the new cattle. Think about that.
But it makes you
into cattle.
It makes you wonder what's the end result. Because if you kill off all of this generation, you kill off the next. Is it ever going to go back to being like natural? It makes you wonder what's the ultimate end result to this.
The end result is the destruction of humans as we know it, God's creation, and the creation of a being that is half human and half computer, or and what's really scary, I don't want to get into it, I don't want to get anybody banned here, but there was something that happened not that long ago. I'm doing a sign here, and babies are being born now with black eyes.
Yes, okay? I was just going to say that. No emotion, black eyes, all kinds of...
It's almost like they're soulless. But here's something was brought up, which
the black-eyed children.
Some people are postulating that these new babies are the beginning of what the grays have become or are. Because there are many grays that say, we are you, but in the future. And if you start looking at what a gray is on an alien or an extraterrestrial, and the shape of their heads, the thin bodies, they don't need that much muscle or mass. They have a larger cranium. The black eyes. I mean, it's very plausible. We won't know. Creepy, soulless, black-eyed kids. Yep.
Yeah.
Not for another 40 years till we're all wiped out and they're the ones, the master race. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like Joe, he put there, it's like, yep. And they're also, they're finding plastics. They're also finding a lot of like microplastics just due to the breakdowns. It's in the water supply. It's in the food supply now.
Yeah, the BCP inside the plastics. A microwave package, you microwave, and you heat it up. That's got the PCBs in it and all that, and you're eating all that. So think about that as well.
So
yeah. And that's Charles kind of hints at that too. And it's one of those things. I mean, I'll get on my little soapbox right now. Everybody listening, and if you can tell your friends, you've got to stop using weed killers.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the water supply. It's in the food supply. It doesn't matter if you're growing something organic. It's literally in the groundwater.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. They're all these tests. They're finding trace amounts of the chemicals from products like Roundup and other weed killers. I mean, and you watch any Saturday, go out in your neighborhood, you're going to watch tons of people on your street sitting there just spraying along, just spraying it up. And that goes right into the ground.
So
they don't realize that. Go ahead.
For all the lawn nuts, how do you recommend they kill the weeds then, Craig? I mean, that's
There's a
the
natural,
weed, man. You smoke
natural.
the weed. You don't kill the weed. You smoke the weed.
Well, here's one of the
there's natural
things, but you want to know what one of the craziest things, Chris? What's one of the biggest things that the weed killers they advertise that it will take care of? Dandelions.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what's one of the most healthy things for you to eat?
Dandelions.
Dandelions. That's
if you make a
by
tea
design.
out of dandelion, I mean it's basically medicine. It really does. It does some great stuff for you. Here's what's very interesting about. So I knew about Monsanto and the poisons years ago, and the entire European Union before it went communist, they banned genetically modified everything in every country. You cannot get any of that product in Europe whatsoever. It is banned.
Yep.
I like tomatoes, right? I think good tomato is great. I've cut open tomatoes here, and it looks like a tomato. Kind of looks like it. It's a little more deformed. It kind of tastes like a tomato, but it's not a tomato. I've gotten tomatoes from Europe, and it tastes exactly like I remember it. There's a sweetness to it. There's just enough acid.
Yeah.
It's incredible. And we sold, the people that represent us sold our souls to line their pockets with this crap. We really, we can't continue on this way.
No. And even if you try to do your own gardening, I mean, they're doing things to wipe that out as well. You can't even make your own garden now without, they're taxing this, they're taxing that. You got to pay for this, or they won't let you garden in certain areas. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, they won't even let you capture rainwater in a lot of places.
Even chickens, the chicken feed. For a while they were talking about, but the eggs were so much. People were buying chickens, and these hardware stores were getting wiped out, but. Then they came up with something with the chicken feed where if you fed your chickens a certain kind of feed, they wouldn't lay eggs, so you were screwed that way too. So
it was working with pets, and it was a Purina-based products.
Yeah.
And you know what? I used to feed it to our dogs, one of their products. And then my dog happened to get kidney failure. Was that because of the product and the food I gave him? I mean.
I mean, it really could. It could be, because that's one of the things. It's just like we don't know the genetic, and that's where, in the beginning of the show, that's why I talked about one of the things I wanted to discuss with you guys is just the long-term effects are what's the unknown part. You see the duality of the invention. I have something here that can kill or can write an amazing thing on this piece of paper. But that's the same way. This genetic thing, it's going to feed so many more people because now we can increase the crop yield on this thing. But in the other hand, like you said, we're just like I post those questions. Look at how many people are allergic to gluten now. It seems like half the population can't eat anything with wheat in it without going into some major problem. Even my dad came down with where he can't even have food now that's been touch the same surface as
He's
that had
that
gluten on.
sensitive to it?
Yeah, he's that sensitive now, and he was never this way before. And so I am, even though there's no official, for the fact checkers out there, there's nothing official about this, but there sure is a correlation that seems to be going as they keep genetically altering the food supply. We keep seeing more and more, humanity, the digestive system is saying, I don't know what to do with this.
Well, here's
inflammation.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. The key to all of this, the key to allergies, the key to, like, I have psoriasis, dermatitis and eczema. Okay. I needed more sun. Thank God for Florida. But 99% of the problems that we're getting here, not only from the food and the modification, is in your gut, it's in your intestine. Okay. And I'm a very big supporter of probiotics, specifically Florastore. I think it's a great product. And I think that if you can take care of your large and small intestines, I would say a large percentage of the problems that you're experiencing, from Crohn's disease to upset stomachs to whatever inflammation, would go away. Now, I'm not a doctor. I do play one on TV.
This is not medical advice.
Seek medical advice from a professional. I'm not giving you medical advice, but I'm just telling you from my own personal experience with gastrointestinal issues. It's a lot of worry and stress, but on top of that, it's the food.
That's true. And something's weird. I grew up in New Jersey, never had allergies. I moved to the Carolinas, started eating, Carolina diet, all kinds of allergies, rosacea, eczema, you name it. I got rashes on my face. The weird thing is, whenever I go to the beach, when I go on vacation to the beach,
it clears up.
It clear in one day. It's like nothing happened. The salt water just clears everything up. It's ridiculous how good it works.
Here's a suggestion for you. Two suggestions. One, go on Amazon. I'll send you the link to the ones I got. Get salt lamp and run it through every floor of your house, because the salt will come off the lamp. One, it's good to keep away negativity, and two, the salt coming in purifies the air. It's great for your skin and everything. Two, try getting or starting a very small biocube like reef tank. It's salt water. Some fish you can't put your hands in, but you can always put your hands in the water. The salt from the water, the sea, actually will heal you in your house.
Well, that's too. And I heard detox baths too. If you do like a detox bath with like a pound of salt and baking soda, that will detox all the metals out of your body, and that'll kind of clean everything that you eat, and it'll kind of replenish everything to your natural form.
So your pool.
Okay.
By the way, we're having a pool party at Tom's in a couple of weeks.
Yes,
pool,
sir.
Is it saline or is it chlorine or both?
It's it's chlorine and sand.
Because chlorine and sand. Because you may
that's Florida thing. We all have sand in our pools.
Also, see if you can actually make it a little bit more saline based. Putting salt in there.
I was thinking it because I have a sand filter. I have to put like 3 bags of sand in it, and then I mix it up with the water, and then it keeps the water clean. But I was thinking of putting the salt crystals in that because it'll do both. And they say the saltwater pools are so much better than the sand filters.
They're easier to maintain too.
Yeah, salt pool.
Yeah, if you can get, I believe it's the same salt. You can get a salt block from one of those agricultural stores, like for horses. Just put it in the center of the pool, and that will just radiate the salt throughout.
Come out there and your dog's just sitting there licking the salt lake the whole time.
Academy Sports, Academy Sports, $20-something for like a 12-inch by 12-inch salt block for deer hunting. It's like $20-something. Definitely gonna get me one for the pool.
Yeah.
So I did salt treatment and it worked out well, but it's fairly costly. They put you in a salt room and they take medical grade salt and they blow it in the room. The walls are lined with Himalayan salt. So basically you sit in a salt chamber for like 30 minutes and you come out like just so refreshed and just it was it.
Come out look like a brine turkey.
I wanted to lick my arm after that came out.
Oh, they have deprivation tanks, which are very interesting, folks. I mean, if you want to do it, right? So they have a deprivation tank system where what you do is you're lying in a tub that's filled with salt. So it's kind of reminiscent to the Dead Sea where you're kind of floating there. And they put a cover on top of it. It's dark. and you're supposed to just like kind of rest there for a bit and find yourself and meditate. And there's been a lot of great stories about people having almost like a vision quest there and resolving issues. So
All the
that's
people,
another.
all the people I talk to, Brian, all the people I talk to that say they do that, if you got ADHD, they say that don't work well for you because you're trapped in this thing, and it's like you just go to bugging out. Like, dude, I can't be in here this long.
Well, just
they
tell
have
those
those
people to
salt.
smoke some weed beforehand.
They have those
It's like-
salt therapy caverns too, where you can go into those caverns, and it's all Himalayan salt lined with it. It's like a salt cave, and you just go in there and you restore everything. And like, I don't know how much it costs, but I heard good things about that too.
That's what I was talking about. They put you in a room and in like a salt cave, and it's like $55 a session, or you can do a family session here in Florida for like $249, $259. I mean, it worked.
I'll lock my family away, all right.
No, just with what Brian just said, I was thinking like my salt lamp there behind me. It's like in that Saturday Night Live skit. It's like the small salt lamp right back there. What's it good for? You put your weed in there.
You put your weed in there. I do that every time we go someplace. I'm like we went to south of the border. We saw this like skeleton thing that pops out a little holder. Yeah, that's great. But what are you going to do with it? I'm like, you put your weed in it.
That's like it's the old Saturday Night Live thing. But
yeah,
Ramona. Just before we get too far away from that, she even talked about that when she mentioned that animals have changed, and that's one of the things.
Yeah,
there's the deliberate changes, and then there's the changes over time. It's just like the dog breeds and everything, where you select traits that you want. The fatter cows, the ones that produce more milk, you end up with these things that don't look anything like generations earlier. And that's one of those things. One, two, is there, you've now created a cow that instead of, I'm just going to throw numbers out there because I don't know these things officially, that on a daily basis could do, could do 5 gallons of milk. To now you have something in a week's time can do,
gallons.
Like that, you could end up having these cows, and you're like, okay, well now we're at these food deserts, like they call them. Now we have more milk, more stuff to put in these places where people don't have access to them. But at the same time, we don't know the detrimental, effects of these changes because we've artificially altered. That's a horrible sentence. It's we've changed these things to the point to where I honestly don't know, like we've been talking about, I don't know if it's safe to eat a lot of stuff just for the fact of our bodies are flat out. I mean, people can see it now. We talked about gluten earlier. We're talking about these things. I mean, look at all the stuff that even now you eat it on a normal basis, and we just refer to it as like, man, I suddenly got a sour stomach. It's just tearing me up. That's most likely your body saying, "What the F did you just put in me?"
Exactly. Just like the chicken. Look at a chicken breast. Look how big a chicken breast is compared to how it was 20 years ago. It's like double the size. Because
does anybody do the math on how big that chicken would have to be? You go to some place like Costco and you got this chicken breast. It's like this size. That thing's the size of an emu. To get a chicken breast that size. I mean, it takes
like 90 days for them to get that big in a chicken house. I've watched the whole documentary. It's crazy.
I mean, it'd have to be a 3-foot tall chicken to have a breast that size.
Well, I think breasts are beautiful any size, but we're not talking about chickens.
Yeah, but I don't think your chicken's supposed to be a double D.
No, not a chicken patty.
God.
That was like the enforcer chicken at the coop. All right, let's go. Put those eggs out.
You got 5 minutes in there with the chicks. Go.
Let's go. Damn, he's an animal.
It's like, I don't want to see you looking at those eggs too long.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me.
God.
Time up.
Yeah. Next.
That's the thing. It's like you've got these crazy things, and we just, morality side. Where is the cutoff between the necessity to, because we got one option, we got a massive population that needs food, and we got to figure out some way to feed these people. So we either have to set aside more land for crop growth, or we have to keep going this Monsanto, Bill Gates way of going to the genetic side of altering things to where we have some thing to where now the corn on the corn ear is 2 feet tall.
So here's the solution to the problem. Okay, I'm just going to use the U.S. as an example. We overproduce product. We bring too much product to market.
Mhm.
A large percentage of it doesn't get used. It gets spoiled. It gets thrown out. Probably made into dog food. That's why, or pet food. So maybe what we need to do is stop offering. I don't want to. Oh God, because I have a problem when we go into Publix down there. They usually you go for drumsticks. You get about 13. In Publix, they give you 6. They charge you the same price as 13. I mean, it's a ripoff. But maybe what the problem is, instead of killing 50,000 cows every month, using that as an example, don't know the number, maybe we cut it back to 20, right? And see, and then see where the offering is.
Well, I agree. We do have a massive food waste problem because anybody can look through this stuff. It's like how many people. I mean, just think of the last time you guys went out to eat.
Yeah.
You eat, and all of a sudden you just got, I'm full, and I got this huge. You still got this portion on the plate.
Yes.
Either just tell the waiter, yeah, I just take it, I'm done, and you just realize just the amount of food that's thrown away would be enough to feed many people, and it's just so as a society, and this is the dilemma. Do we need the government to come down and force us, tell us how we need to eat, give us portions so we can have our food cubes and give us our Soylent Green and give us our, our daily rations of what we need? Or, like Brian said, do we just figure out, there's got to be another way. There has to be.
Here's the other dilemma, right? So as a restaurant owner, okay, I predetermined, because through business, I need like 30 chicken breasts for my service, whatever. I need 15 steaks, whatever they have left over, they legally are forced to throw it in the garbage. You can't take it home as an employee.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because if you get sick, the restaurant's responsible.
Yeah.
Why don't we allow these restaurants, say, have a location, here's all our stuff, boom, yeah, we won't sue you, then take the stuff and make it into product for people that may not have money to purchase it.
Leroy is going to take you to court for poisoning poor Bob who ate the rolls.
But that's my point, is that we live in a society filled with lawyers making rules and regulations for people in different situations that don't have any place to be doing it. We sue too much. Not that I say, like, look, if you get sick and you get hurt, do what you got to do. I mean, I have no problem as long as you're getting hurt, whatever. But maybe if someone is giving food to I think it's called Food Harvest or whatever.
Second Harvest,
where they take the food from restaurants and then they use it and serve it to people. We can continue to do that. And then if we know that, like, wow, I gave away 15 chicken breasts last week, let me just make a little bit less chicken and see what my numbers are.
Well, and that's kind of where, in a way, I think that's a little off topic here, but we could talk about this. Back where I moved from, they actually had a co-op, like food share, to where Tom would grow potatoes and onions. Brian would raise chickens. Chris, would have some other, like a lamb, would raise lamb or pigs, corn. Everybody would come together, and then we would bring in this. So then it would be divvied up. So then, like whoever, you would actually get your food box, and it would have a portion of everything would put in a food box, and it was basically just like a subscription plan, but it was like a farmer's market thing, and you got this food, and you're able to bring it home, and there was no more like going to the store and buying all this styrofoam package, 45 chicken breasts that end up getting freezer burnt in the freezer because we're just so sick of stupid, GMO chicken.
Right. Well, here's the sorry, Chris, but here's the problem with that. What you just described is what they're trying to implement, which is really not fair, because they're trying to implement these 15-minute cities where you can only go to X, Y, and Z to get your stuff. So they're limiting you. If you got rid of the ability of someone to go to a market to purchase what they want.
Well, that's what this was. You could purchase what you wanted. You're like a subscription. You said like what you like your dietary thing, and they would build these boxes for you.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't a forced thing. Like you did this thing and you got whatever you did and you had to eat it. No, you could still pick what you wanted.
When you do that, though, and you say, no, well, you can get whatever you want here, then you tell them, but so this way you don't need to go to the next city, which is 30 minutes away. This is the problem we're getting into, and it's really weird, and it's very unnerving and scary. They are really trying to implement 15-minute cities. Look that up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. It just, you can see the good and the bad in a lot of this stuff, because even like the local ones, that's how it used to be. Everything was local.
Yep.
You used to not get stuff. We can probably look back in history, and back the way it used to be, you could probably consider it a 15-minute city, because all the food was grown around town, and that's what everybody ate. You weren't waiting on the truck from Texas.
No. It's like Butcher Box. If you heard of Butcher Box, like that's kind of cool because you can actually support local butchers and where they have farm raised, and it's all fresh. It's not non-GMO. It's all organic, and you're getting clean meats. And you get like maybe 5 chicken breasts, 4 steaks, and you kind of pick what you want. And then they give you the box. It comes in the mail, and then you put it in your freezer, and you got fresh beef for the week. So
yeah, but it's.
That's what I said. I see.
There's great. I think that's I know about the butcher box, and we thought about it. I actually even thought about going in on half a cow with somebody. I don't have a freezer for that personally. I mean, whoever hunts you, I don't know. I'm not a hunter. I never hunted, but I mean, if you're a hunter, you can go out and get your own meat. But I just don't want to.
That's part of the problem too. Is with hunting, they're actually finding that some of these, some of the wild game are tainted.
The deer have spoiled meat because they've been injected with something that we'd rather not speak of.
Yes, they've been eating stuff. They've been
inoculated against some lung disease or something like that. But then it actually looks in there, and the meat is actually not safe, and and that's one of those. Alan, you use the word. Don't use the word.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at Ramona's comment, and that her grandfather made his living selling food he grew on the farm here in Texas. I love being able to go to a farmer's market, a real farmers, and we have them in Florida, and you can go down there and get some pretty good, food, produce and everything. A lot of these people are not using the modified seed because, let's go back to Monsanto. If you use a Monsanto seed, anything that produces is owned by Monsanto. They're giving you the right to sell it, but at any point in time, they can recall that.
Yep.
Do you understand? Yeah. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. No, they were going after small farms for if it's air seeded and actually jumped the property, they would actually go in and claim copyright claim and go after individual farmers for illegally using their seeds.
Wow, that's
it was
crazy.
killing. It was killing the small farmers left and right out in the Midwest. I mean, they were losing their farms, they were losing their land, their life savings through generations of passed down to family, just losing everything, which sucks.
Yeah, I mean, it's very difficult now to find seed that has not been modified.
That's why you notice if you get a bell pepper from the store, they're usually highly modified. You can't grow another pepper from that seed because that seed is non-organic, I want to say.
Yep.
Basically, you can't plant a bell pepper seed and they won't grow.
See that? But this is 99% of the population doesn't. They should care about, but they're not caring about it. They should care about what they can. I mean, I remember growing up, we didn't get oranges 365 days a year. We only got oranges at certain points in time. And it came from Florida, and
just like tomatoes too.
Yep. And here's another problem we have, right? So now if you look and you go to get produce, blueberries, blackberries, whatever it is, it's made in Chile, it's made in Ecuador, it's whatever. And then you always have these salmonella issues because what do they use? We don't know what they use. You're talking about in the beginning with Golden Corral, kid touches his nose and goes to the chocolate fountain. I mean, if you're getting salmonella and some other listeria, well, guess what? Juan Valdez down there, he wiped his ass just before picking up your blueberry. Okay?
That's just like Chipotle last year. There was a bunch of Chipotle's were shut down in Charlotte because of salmonella and whatever listeria. Because
I think it was
what
listeria,
you're
yeah.
saying, because the guacamole, the guacamole, they were coming from Mexico, and who knows where, how they were being farmed and cleansed and all that. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. But like, I think three businesses were shut down for months because of that.
Wendy's had the same problem with the lettuce.
Chipotle.
Yeah.
Yep, the lettuce and Wendy's. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah. And that's just kind of, that's the duality of it, just where it's where do we draw the line between making it more available, but it's also making it more more of a risk, more of a
so
that's
right. So if you have this food, regular food, okay, I'm just using numbers. This is regular food. This is a modified food, right? And we could feed so much more people right here. There you go. It's all modified. But what you're missing is this is made by God, natural made. This stuff, yeah, it looks like that stuff, but there's an ingredient that's missing from it. So yeah, we may have a lot more food to give to people, but what's the nutritional value on that? And then you get into the morale of like, well, why don't we make a cow deer or cow sheep, and whatever, and you're like, what the hell are we eating? It kind of tastes like lamb, but it also tastes like, beef. It never ends. You give these people an inch. Right now, they're trying to bring back the woolly mammoth, pterodactyls. I mean, crazy stuff.
I mean, I don't think they've ever seen the documentary Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that is a documentary.
Yeah. As they, you have these things, the Alex Jones thing, I've seen the lizard people, I've seen the fish people gulping in the tanks. When they combine things, you can see, the medical breakthroughs, like, got blocked arteries, I've got to have a replacement heart. Well, now I've developed this pig, this pig hybrid that the heart now is closer to what could fit in a human. You're going to save people's lives, but at the same time, we're creating, man, bear, pig. And now this is not a good, this is not a good thing. South Park has already shown what happens when you create man, bear, pig. It doesn't work out.
They're just woodland creatures. Kurt Russell, what's going on there? So, but I mean, and also if you have a pig heart, you always greet people like, it's like,
you just you're just walking over like, hey, Bob, what are you doing? Bob's over there with his nose in your garden.
Wasn't that like the was that a rat or a mouse that they made the ear from when they did it in the lab? Was that the mouse or
yeah, where they actually grew the ear on the back.
I'll tell you what, I'm all for them taking, because I've thought about this for years prior to it. I said genetics is going to be the key to the future. So let's say you need a heart replacement, one of you guys, right? You go into the office, they scrape your cells off the inside wall of your mouth, your DNA and your stem cells. They put it into the machine and they grow your heart from your cells in the machine. And then when it gets to a certain point, they attach it and then they let it pump and grow bigger. And then what happens is your body is totally, it's like, wait a minute. I think that's, Tom's heart. It's it's going to be more used to it. The thought of rejection may go from there. Right. And then your heart takes over. The new heart takes over. They get rid of the old heart. But it's a great concept, but everything's great.
Well,
like that 21andMe stuff, great, until they sell your information to the insurance company and they realize that, your great grandfather had 16 different types of cancers. Okay, we're going to charge you more on the premium. There's always a negative side to this.
But maybe I want to know if I'm related to somebody in Newfoundland. All right.
Well, I did that. I did the 21andMe and the Ancestor.com, and I found out I was 100% fucking awesome. So that's all that matters.
I'm fucking awesome.
Well, the other thing with the heart transplant too is if they can do that, then you don't have to worry about getting any kind of organ transplants, because once you do an organ transplant, you're taking replacement medicine the rest of your life, because you're trying to do the anti-rejection with that medicine. So,
and then combined with the fact that some people got something and some people didn't, you never know what you're going to get.
Life's like a box of chocolates.
Well, you can see what's in the damn box. Just flip over the bottom. It tells you right there.
Yeah.
No, just
Yeah.
bite off of everyone and put them back in the fridge.
That's right. Ooh,
You
vanilla.
get
Ooh,
ooh,
pretzel.
coffee. I'll eat that one.
Well, see, that's
So-
Ramona just said it. It's like the clones, and that's part of the dilemma with a lot of this experimentation. They're looking at the cloning thing, and as people, we're not going to get into the abortion, debate here. We're not going to do any of that stuff. But cloning is the same thing. Where is the line between you've created life through the cloning, but it like they say, well, it's brain dead. There's no brain activity. So you basically have just got this meat suit that's just growing, so that at any point when you're like, oh, hey, I need a kidney today. All right, doc, let's go remove the kidney and put it in. So you've got your kidney right there. But at the same time, it's like, so where is everybody comfortable with the fact that they grow something, cut the spinal cord or what, to ensure that it's brain dead, and it just grows on a machine? I mean, I don't know where people are
I think
comfortable.
You start playing God, you're going to have a problem.
Real
Yeah.
problem.
Okay, a real problem. And
Look at Joseph Mengele.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that, but there was believe it or not, it was all messed up what he did, but unfortunately, because of the experiments, there are things that are very important today because of it. So you got to, and I had people killed back then. So I mean, it's a very, very slippery slope right there.
Yeah, and that's where when I started the show, that's why I said it, because there's the stuff like some of the people, like everybody's got a teenager that has acne and that's using the stuff to take care of acne. That stuff was developed through unsanctioned experimentation on unwilling prisoners in mental hospitals. They were just they just applied stuff, whether it burned them, whether it's just to see what it did to the skin. So
we used to investigate a place in upstate New York. Tom, you may know this because it's on that side. It's on the other side of the Hudson. It's called Letchworth Village.
Yep.
It's a 28,000 acre facility, and it was the place to keep the bastard children, deformed kids, the people you didn't want. And one of the medicines, I don't know if it was tuberculosis or some of the other ones, they got the cure by testing on a variety of different, call them inmates because they weren't allowed to leave, from age like 1 week all the way up to like 99. And whoever didn't die was a candidate. I don't know if it was polio or tuberculosis.
You just graduated to the second level.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
Thank you. The cake is, like, am I going to be this way forever? Yes, you are. But that's why there's this whole cemetery of like 400, 500 bodies in it.
Yeah.
No one knew who they were because they died from abuse and testing and experimentation. It's going on right now, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble. So let's move away from but the last couple of years it's one giant experiment, folks. And guess who's the guinea pigs?
Us.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that one I was just like, while you're talking about there, it was Holmesburg Prison was one where they were doing a lot of those skin experiments.
Yeah. Well, in New Jersey, there was a place called Marlboro Mental Institute, and I grew up near there. And they had, it was made in founded in the 1890s. It was a huge campus. They had their own self-sufficient farms, and they actually had an incinerator where any unclaimed people that died, they would just burn them up, and they, no burial, no nothing. But a lot of experiments were done on people like that, like lumbotomy, right? Where they put the ice pick in the eye for brain surgery to try to relieve problems with the feeble-minded and absent-minded, what they called them back then, and the undesired. But I mean, it's crazy. But I've been there in that place. I mean, there's so much activity out there. It's crazy. Now it's a golf course. It's a golf course now. They leveled it all off. It's probably a haunted golf course now. But
the
still,
balls
that
float
place
in the air.
Yeah, exactly. Orange orbs everywhere.
Well, it's funny because Letchworth Village, they wanted to knock part of it down, if not all of it down, and make a Lego land there. Can you imagine little kids going there with all the spirits that are running through?
Oh my God!
Mommy, that kid won't let me play with the Lego. What kid, Billy? That one over there with the blood coming out of his eyes. Run!
But Allen just said the thing. Elon's Neuralink. That's another
Yeah.
thing where with the hybridization, we'll reuse ourselves as animal. It's where are people comfortable with the fact that we're, becoming a hybrid with tech.
Have you seen the Apple goggles that are coming out?
I've heard that
I was
those
just,
things are pretty amazing.
they look fire. They won't be in the U.S. till next year. I looked at them. I'm trying
Well,
to see. You
they
can't
look
pre-order them yet.
fire, but have you ever, ever seen the documentary Wall-E?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's pretty much you can see the design, the Neuralink, these goggles. Basically, Bruce Willis even had a movie called Surrogate. Everybody plugs themselves in, and they become, whether you want to do the Matrix, where you want to do stuff, you're now going to have the VA goggles, the Neuralink. Everything's going to become augmented reality. You're not going to need the real thing anymore. You're not going to need the real world.
Because you can do whatever you want in that reality. It's like Ready Player One, where they go through this whole process.
Yeah.
But you know what? We already have that right now with all the kids like this.
So that means I can watch P8 and get a full life experience with the goggles.
Full body spectrum, brother.
He never leaves.
That's not a visual we needed. Really, it wasn't. I apologize for everybody that just had to endure that.
But no,
there will be counselors available after the show to talk about your feelings, like what you just went through.
Well, I mean, you're talking about your clones to harvest for parts. Then if you're going to get into Chris's angle, there'll be clones to have sex with.
Yeah. iRobot, perfect movie for that. Well, not iRobot. What was the one with oh God, with the little boy I see dead people. What was that movie?
Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense.
No, it wasn't Sixth Sense. It was a movie where they were robots and they were like.
Oh, you're just talking about the kid.
Same kid, yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? Haley Osment. Yeah, Haley Osment.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of that movie.
It's not iRobot, but it's the one with him and the I can't think of the actor's name. He was a British guy, and he was a robot cyborg kind of deal.
Don't encourage him.
They actually had like sex robots for that purpose, and it was just crazy.
That could be.
And it was a futuristic. It was a futuristic movie as well. So
Ramona, and that's exactly what is the lure to it, is because it's not a cookie cutter thing. It is expressly tailored to each individual.
Right.
And so everybody's going to have a different experience. Like if you suddenly just put on Chris's headset, you'd need counseling afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Like I said, you go to Tom or Brian's, it's going to be 3 different experiences that you're going to see. And that's what I said, because it's going to be tailored to,
right.
Tom might be like, I like to go out hunting. I want to do these outdoor activities. I want to, you do these things. Where I'm going to be probably more on the gaming side. Like for me, the virtual reality thing, like I love the video games Diablo.
Yeah.
So like Diablo 4, if this thing was fully immersive, like you're battling demons with the headset, that would be absolutely awesome, but it would be boring as hell to Chris.
Right. I mean, like, if you get like it's like, you're not going to get like everything's a Barbie doll and the other thing is everything's a Ken doll. You're going to customize it to what you want and the freaky stuff you want. With, of course, you'll pay a subscription for upgrades for like naughty stuff. I mean, this reminds you, like, why can't Barbie get pregnant?
So they said on
come on, come on, let him do the punchline. Come on.
Because Ken comes in another box.
Oh God. Which tier of OnlyFans do you want, Chris?
So they said basically the goggles, right? When you look at somebody, they're gonna like lighten up to show your eyes to that person. Like, so if I started talking to
Laura
Brian
or Susie found the movie AI, artificial intelligence.
There you go.
That's it. AI. Thanks, Laura, and everybody.
Or Susie. That was Susie that found it.
Yes,
that was
Susie. And I can't comment in the chat either. So thank you and everyone in the chat. So appreciate you all being here.
Well, that's Demolition Man. Remember when they had sex, and they just did, with
the goggles.
Here's the freaky thing. Okay, check this out. Yeah, you get your own doll. What happens if you meet somebody, or you find out that somebody made a doll of you?
Cloned it.
You realize that you're suddenly interested in polygamy?
All right, I'm going dark, guys. I'll be back in a little bit.
All
Buy
right.
a dime this time.
We-
Don't buy a joint. Just buy a dime.
Barbarella. Okay, that movie was strictly the director wanted to see Jane Fonda naked. That was the whole premise behind the movie. They just wrapped it in a nice sci-fi package to make it seem like there was some reason for her to constantly be taking her clothes off. But it's just, if you want to see Jane Fonda naked when she was young, watch Barbarella. That's the whole reason to watch the movie. The sci-fi plot, terrible.
Bullshit.
Terrible.
So, just a quick question for you, Craig. Let's just say you're hanging out with a couple of people, and a couple friends that down near you, and by accident, your wife goes into a room and sees a clone of you sitting there naked. Because one of your friends' wives made a clone for you to make. How the hell?
Yeah. Well,
You're gonna be sitting there going, and I julienne the tomatoes. Whack! We're leaving. I didn't do anything. He's got a clone of you. How does she know what you look like naked? I'm like, I have no idea.
Yeah. No, that makes yeah, that would be so awkward. You just go like, where's it at? It's in the pantry. Open the door, like, close it.
What's his name?
What's the matter, honey? I just found myself.
That was, I literally, I'm working
That's
on a
my.
trading floor.
That's awesome. That's my
on
backup.
the trading floor, and where I'm sitting at one end of it, one of the receptionists at the other end, and she starts talking to me. Oh, so and so says hi. I'm like, oh, okay. Have no idea who the hell she's talking about. Oh, she's got all these pictures of you up there, and I'm like, she's got pictures of me. And she goes, yeah, they're all over her desk. And I'm like, well, you made it when you have your own stalker. I have no idea who this person was. But apparently they have pictures of me on their desk. Don't get me wrong. I get those frames. Sometimes the other half goes out, buys frames that she's going to put.
You just keep them on there so people think you got cool friends.
I just keep like pictures of the kids in there. Like, oh, that's Billy. He did so well in the spelling bee. And that's, Shauna. She's gonna be on cheer squad this year. They're not even my family.
No, you just keep them on there. It's like, oh, who's that? That was Timmy. Oh, really? What's he doing? Well, we lost him last year.
Exactly. I had people come up and say, beautiful
family. It would be
family.
so messed up. Oh, that would be messed up.
Yeah, I posted a picture thanks to someone in the chat there sent me a picture about a guy who looked better when he didn't put the, when he didn't darken his beard. So I put my face on top of him, and there are these two Latino women and a little boy holding a dog. It looks like my family. I said, I don't know who the hell these people are. People are going, oh, you have a beautiful family. I'm like, thanks. I don't know who these people are.
Brian, fuck you.
It's great. That's what the kill time. I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
That's fantastic.
Well, Jeannie's growing up all right now, and Billy learned how to play Xbox.
Yeah, no, I don't really, just the whole premise of just like the animal hybrids, they're doing these experimentations. It's pretty much the line, they're so caught up in asking if they could, that they didn't stop to, ask if they should. And that's what's going along a lot of these times in these military, DARPA, wherever these black site research facilities, they're doing this stuff usually under the guise of we're trying to find the super soldier, the ones that can't do this. And, and Ramona, thank you so much for that. Alan, thank you for the stars. Really appreciate that, guys. That's awesome. That means a lot. It means a lot. It's one of those that you can see, this is the thing. People will say, it's just a pig. It's just a cow. It's just a dog. They're just beagles. They're just ferrets. They're just these, what does it matter? And you're like, that's not where it ends. It ends with, Bob the, homeless guy that suddenly disappeared. Well, he's actually been literally kidnapped and taken to a research facility where he's actually being experimented on. And these, for people, like I said, it's the things, it seems crazy, but it actually happens. You don't think thousands of people go missing every year.
Right.
No, they do. Oh, trust me, they do.
Yeah, and it's it's just, you think, well, somebody would notice. No, thousands of people disappear every year, and we don't know where they go. Well, I hate to tell you, the federal government, knows where a lot of these people are.
Yep, 3 million children.
They all don't know where they are, but there are people in the government that know where these people are because they're being experimented on. They're being, all you have to do is look at history, and that's the sad part, and that's where the morality thing comes in. We've got this
there.
great,
I shared it.
yeah, we got this, and I'll put it. Oh no,
that's not the real. That's not my body. But apparently, everybody thinks it's my family, and it works.
What a beautiful family!
Exactly. Maria,
you look like you're trying. It looks like you're trying to cash in on the Yellowstone show.
You know what? I've been watching a lot of Yellowstone. I'm like, I can put myself in a cowboy hat.
And this
is what we do.
Yeah, that's and that's just the thing that's crazy for me. It's just, we talked about it. The skin thing. They're helping people with acne. There's people that are helping people with, common ailments. Like I said, Parkinson's. Cancer treatment. These things are being developed, but the problem is, you don't want to know how they came about
and who they experimented on.
That's the dirty part of the whole thing. They've made medical breakthroughs, but if you actually dug into why it occurred, it would be, it's actually pretty abhorrent.
There are a percentage of people that volunteer for this because they've got nothing else to lose. They're going through a process, and if they have the mentality, if they can help other people out, they're willing to sacrifice themselves, but they also have the chance of helping themselves out, which is a good thing. But yeah, they're experimenting on people, and we're done. What do you do at that point?
I seen something crazy the other day while we're talking about this. Do you know they're buying people's stool and they're injecting it in other people for irritable bowel syndrome? So you can shit, and they take your stool and they refine it or something. Look it up. You can sell your stool if you have a healthy enough stool to sell.
There's diphtheria. Diphtheria. It's a disease that the only way that they can kind of rectify, one of the ways is they get a sibling that doesn't have the disease, and they inject in your system their stool, and it kind of counteracts. Yeah. It's a pretty shitty situation. I wouldn't want to go through it.
There's another one.
You gotta hit the clap on that one.
No, he doesn't. I don't know if he doesn't have that here with him.
No, I don't.
I don't think he transported the whole studio.
No, I did not. I wanted to, but no, I did not.
No, Ron, appreciate that. Yeah, it's that was just one of the ones we talked about, because unfortunately, there's all, like I did with, there's lizard people. You've got those claims, but the problem is there's nothing concrete, because obviously, when you're going into these black site projects, whether it's like the MK Ultras, Montauk, they're not going to disclose everything that's going to happen. What they do is they close the facility, they move it to another location, change the name, and it's now free from FOIA requests. Yeah. That's why they always change these project names, is because then the new stuff now is no longer applicable to the MK Ultra stuff that you're looking into, because now the new program that you don't know about is continuing all the experiments in another location.
Yeah. Like they closed down Montauk, but they're still doing work there.
Oh yeah, they're doing a whole another thing, but and that's why everything's compartmentalized into different locations. It's just like like the way Bob Lazar said, everybody has a piece, but they don't know the entire thing. Very few people know the entire project. Everybody just knows, I was working on this bolt, trying to figure out how this bolt was constructed, but you don't know what that bolt goes to. Right. In the same way, the scientist that's doing with the kids, like, okay, here we go, what's behind this sticker? Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah.
But they don't realize that, like Stranger Things, the grand scope of the project, that what's happening in this instance is just simply doing the mind, trying to do the telepathy, trying to do the remote viewing, where you have these other people that are doing the weaponized side of it. They actually continue these things on.
If you go to every university in this country, especially the major universities, in their physics department, their engineering department, electrical engineering, all these top tier scientific programs, they're doing projects. They're working unknown to them on some kind of project for the military or the military industrial complex. It's like the movie Real Genius. They're building the laser or the reflector to actually target for a targeting system of a high powered laser. And some people know what they're doing, and they know that they're working for the government. Some people know that when they get interviewed, they're getting interviewed by the CIA at the schools. So, Chinese spies. Yeah, they have Chinese spies everywhere, but 15 minutes later, you're still hungry.
Another one.
I'm on a roll.
Right. Wow.
Oh, he's on a roll.
Sorry.
So with this mutation stuff we were talking about, I had a question like earlier, right? So I don't know if anybody else experiences. If you cook a steak at home, you can eat that steak and be full, but when you eat at a restaurant, you eat the same size steak or the same something. Is their food not is it mutated? Is it like fake food? I mean, that was my question while we were on food earlier. But
So you can't eat all of it. You have to take some of it home. Is that or you're?
No, I eat it all at the restaurant, but I'm not as full. But when I cook the same size steak, if I buy an 8-ounce steak from, let's say, the butcher, I cook that steak, I eat it, I'm full. I mean, I eat the same proportion, but at the restaurant, I'm like, damn, I'm still hungry. I could eat something else,
Depends on the restaurant. And just because it says 16 ounces doesn't mean you're going to get 16 ounces. So it's usually smaller. Also, there are
That's
other
prior
ways
cooking weight.
Right. There are also other ways to kind of make things look more plumped, as M.A. Allen says, than they are. So you look like you're getting a big piece of steak or chicken or whatever, but it's really not that big. Air is used in a lot, air injected. And then, sometimes when you sit at when you make steaks for a restaurant, a whole bunch of steaks, you don't cook the full steak. You cook it so it's a little bit over rare, and you let it all sit in a pan for the most part, and then the last portion is heating it up. So sometimes if you've ever been to a restaurant very late when they're just about to close, you'll find all their food is super salty because your food has been sitting in that trough. You're the last piece of meat, and then when you have salt, you get more thirsty. You don't feel as full. It's a variety of different things. I mean, some people.
That's why everybody overcooks their food so easily, is because a lot of people think, well, I like my steaks. If you like your steak medium, well, they cook it to medium, and then it sits there. It keeps cooking. Yep. And then all of a sudden you have a medium well to almost well done steak by the time you eat, because it has continued to cook. So that's why if you like it medium, you usually want to pull it off when it's medium rare.
Yeah, and let cover it in tinfoil for like 10 minutes or the last, depending what you're cooking, and then it'll cook itself and it'll stay juicier actually. But I mean, I know that when I went to UMass, they did an expose on the food there, and the food at the University of Massachusetts, on the boxes it said grade D but edible, and that's what we're serving students.
Hey, I found some undercover footage of one of those experiments going on in a university.
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, that's correct. I'm sorry. That was great.
Get a little tired.
See? Yeah, that's the experimentation. It's like wavy lines. Oh, just not your dick. Oh.
I'm gonna go to Dana Barrett's apartment and check her out. I'm gonna go check out Dana Barrett's.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's a good good movie for everybody who wants to watch that one too. but we may be done before Tom can get back on.
Yeah.
It's
probably got robbed by the drug dealer.
Yeah. So it's one of those things we may have to but as we're wrapping things up, for everybody, go support, Carlito. He wasn't, unfortunately didn't make it tonight, but that's Cryptid and Paranormal Kingdom. You can go there on YouTube, follow them, subscribe. Same way, North Carolina Cryptid and Paranormal Project. That's Tom's group, the NCCPP. Go subscribe to them, continue to get them the same way.
Hold on. What about me?
Oh, I haven't stopped.
Hold on, we're getting there.
You got into the Goblin universe.
Yes.
And what other project you just I saw you just posted you're going to be on with somebody.
Oh, I just finished. I did the interview like 2 weeks ago. Mysterious Circumstances podcast with Justin Rimmel, who's a fantastic person and human being, and we were talking about the Varginha, Brazil, 1996 UFO crash, and the way I worded it was, we're going to get deep down inside Varginha, and I'm like, ooh, that didn't sound good.
But you got a dirty mind.
Yeah, I do have a dirty mind.
Yeah.
By the way, my nickname online in one of my accounts for Xbox is Mr. Porn. Just letting that out there. But yeah. So we have Inside the Goblin Universe on YouTube. I also have New York State.
M.A. Allen just got suspended on Facebook. He just got a 1 hour pop. Oh.
1 hour suspension.
Means we're right on target, people.
Yes, we're doing our jobs.
Yes.
And if Earth Radio wants to take some of my old podcasts, I have 100 plus, and wants to rerun them on Earth Radio, I'll be more than happy.
I bet you reach out to Ron there. I'm sure. I don't see why he wouldn't be interested in that.
I'm going to be able to meet Ron in a couple of weeks.
Yes. So there you go.
Yeah.
So give him your sales pitch. So
yes.
Well, Emma, enjoy your stint in Zuck prison.
Yeah.
Well,
Ron says yes.
Cool. Tom's putting the white face on tonight. And where is he? I hate that circle.
Yeah, no, we need an image.
Yeah, I hate the circle.
Yeah,
see, there you go. See, that's what you need to do. You need to put an image there like that.
Yeah, we need to where you can talk.
Chris, you need a nice set of 36D boobs right there in the center.
There he is.
Put a set of boobies behind me.
I'm here.
Yeah, I'm sure your wife would love those in the house.
And if anybody wants to pay Chris to advertise their products behind him on the wall.
For only $29 a month.
That's it.
That's a really oddly specific number. For $29.43 a month, you can be behind me.
$5.49.
As long as it's not a penis, and I have to turn around and look at it.
It could be.
Can I promote something real quick?
Yes, do so.
Okay, so June 17th is the Straight Out of North Carolina Bigfoot conference in Burnsville, North Carolina, and I'm going to be speaking there along with Robin Haynes McCrae, her husband Pat, and many other couple speakers are going to be there as well. And I'm just letting everybody know if anyone's going to be in the area, North Carolina, it's not that expensive. It's like $30 a ticket or something for the 1 day. I'll have a little table up there as well. A little bit of merch swag there. I got a small order of some merch, which I'm going to be having up there for sale as well. So if anyone can make it out there, that'd be great. I'd love to see all. Anyone that, that follows the show or any of the shows that we're all included in the family, department of all of us combined, I'd love to meet you and just, see you out there. So that's what I'm going to be doing next weekend on Saturday, June 17th. Looking for first time.
We're losing him.
Brian for some advice on that one. Take a chill pill.
Okay, well, hello? We lost you a little bit, so we'll talk after this offline. But remember, when you go to this event where Tom's going to be speaking and presenting, he's offering free hugs. I'm just going to throw it out there.
Free hugs?
Free hugs. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Lori's going to kill me.
Lori's over there looking at him right now like,
oh, well, wait until the pajama jammy jam we're going to have out there.
Yeah.
Hey, Craig, you missed what I said earlier. I said somebody would want to advertise a sex doll behind me, and
No, I
have to
got
turn
the,
around
I
and
got
look at a penis.
that's the joke, you know, like, yeah, we get dildo palace. Guess what's getting there? You're going to get one of those wall suction babies.
Right. What the hell is this?
That's the collapsible penis.
How about a 3 beards dildo with hair?
No,
Right.
no.
You could have several models. You could have the Chris model. You could have the Craig model. Austin model. It's ginger.
So
And
which,
it has that mustache on the tip.
Oh my God.
so who would have the micro penis?
I can do that. It's about the size of it. It's not the size,
Yeah,
lady.
an adult bookshop truck. Yeah, who's going to pose?
The adult book. Well, I did do the calendar for those guys, but they never posted that image.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
a great calendar.
we need to save that for the members only. If we ever get around to that part, Chris.
What's great in the calendar, Craig had the hat on. He literally looks like Eminem.
Yeah, it was actually Eminem with a little bit longer beard. Yeah, it was.
I mean, the music behind bam, 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 bam,
Yeah, it was just a really weird. He used the Buffalo Bill music.
Yep. Well, I'm going to be in my kitchen the next couple of weeks, and then I'm going to go move to the bedroom. So I'm not going anyplace else.
Nice.
Tom, are you still there?
Now, how long are you up in New York?
Yeah.
I may be running back and forth. So when I go back down, I'm gonna if I go back down solo to make a trip back to go back up, I want to stop at the Bigfoot Museum in North Carolina, and maybe stop at someone named Tom's house and say hi. Bring him some New York pizza, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd want that.
Pork roll. Bring pork roll.
Oh, you want pork roll?
Taylor
ham
or
pork roll? Oh, I know exactly what it is. We'll
Whatever
bring
you
that.
call it.
I don't know what the hell that is. I'm a Floridian.
Congratulations and happy birthday, Harlan. Although we'll say it again in September.
Yes.
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 Italian. Who's Italian, Nana? Sorry, we're going a little off the rails. I apologize. I'll shut up now.
Nope. We got you. All right. Well, everybody, like I said, next week, wish us luck. We've got Mario Manzini. So hopefully we can get him on here. He's an old school vaudeville magician. So he was trying to get a camera to work. So I said we're really hoping that's gonna. Yeah, Buffalo Bill skincare products. Yep, that's when you put lotion on the skin, or you get the hose again.
I met the girl in the hole, by the way.
Oh, did you?
In the hole?
I
mean,
met the girl
the way you phrased that was a little dirty, but hey,
I've always been dirty all night. We went to see one of my wife's friend's sons in a off Broadway, and it was this woman who was in the hole and this person's son. And when she comes up, and she was fantastic. I didn't know who she was at the time. And as soon as she left and she walked around the corner, he goes, remember Silence of the Lambs? Yeah, she was the one in the hole. I'm like, are you kidding me? You tell me this after the fact? I could have done 45 minutes with her. Buffalo Bill, I would have done the whole thing for him. Puts the lotion in the bath.
Did you like whack? Did you ask her if she was a size 14 and throw her in your van too, or no?
No. She left before that. She moved pretty quick.
Right?
She's used to getting abducted. Uh-oh. Is this the fuck the police?
Nope.
Oh, this is yeah.
Would you fuck me? You fuck.
I am the click commander.
God, terrible. Enough of that. All right.
Snoochie boochie moochies.
Yeah, that's a funny movie though. Clerks, those are pretty good movies too. But no, it's one of those. Everybody, thank you for watching. This is kind of serious topic, but at the same time, we also try to levity, because you got to have some of that, or else it gets way too heavy. But it
gets too shoved up your ass.
Yeah, but definitely, appreciate everybody, everybody's things. But once again, like off camera, like when you talk to people, I'm serious. Just go around and ask people in your life, and you're gonna it's going to be really shocking when you get, if you don't already know it, but when you ask people, do you ever remember relatives when you were growing up saying, I can't have bread, I can't have the rolls, I can't, no, I can't have that piece of pie because it's got a crust on it. I mean, I don't remember anybody ever not being able to eat something, from wheat. And that's one of the things when you ask it, and there has to have been something that changed. And the only thing that's the common denominator is the food supply has changed. Genetic manipulation, hybrid, hybrid animals, hybrid food products. That's the main thing that's changed. And so that's, so it's one of those things. Just, so I'll give you a topic. Talk amongst yourselves over dinner over that. Did they change the food supply and is it killing us? Discuss.
We didn't have food. I didn't even have shoes. I had to wrap barbed wire around my feet to get to school.
Yeah, it's one of those. But it's definitely. But yeah, like Laura just said, everybody, really appreciate it. Subscribe. Make sure, like I said, you go to NCCPP on YouTube. There, you can also do it. The groups on Facebook as well. Like, subscribe, share that out. Do same thing with the Crypto and Paranormal Kingdom. That's Carlito's thing that he did with Tom. Go support them. Same way, Brian Bowden. He's Sir Brian Bowden. Go there if you want to find more about the Templars and more information on how to join the Illuminati. You can go search him out.
It's not the Illuminati.
It's not the Illuminati whatsoever.
That's right, Harlan. Coffee talk.
Right.
I'll give you a topic. Oh my God, I'm getting a little verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves. That was Mike Myers. That was a really good. That was a really good one. That was.
If you want to watch a great movie, rent or buy Kentucky Fried Movie. Trust me.
Yeah, that was it. That was a pretty good one too.
That was a great movie. You could not watch 90% of the 70, 80 movies. You couldn't do now.
Oh yeah, no, that's
we're
most
too sensitive.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that is a definite problem. But everybody, I said thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, everybody. Ramona, M.A. Allen, thank you for the stars tonight. Really appreciate that. Everybody else, just the comments, liking, sharing this out to people. Bring a friend. Try to bring a friend every night. It helps. It really helps us out.
Yeah.
And I said, but we will see everybody. Once again, Hurt Radio, proud sponsor of the program. Go check him, set up an account there at mixlr.com, and that's mixlr.com. Go search, get your account there, subscribe to Hurt Radio, and then you can listen to us and along with a lot of other programming courtesy of Ron. We're on all the social media. Eventually, I'm going to get the TikTok thing figured out to where we can have one of us will be logged into it so you can see behind the scenes. And so you'll be able to answer the question, is Sir Brian Bowden wearing pants right now?
No,
we don't know.
Not actually.
As far as we know, he is completely bottomless, and that's why he's been standing the entire time, because if he was sitting, we might have.
Craig. I like the air dry.
That's right. Yeah. So we don't know.
I want to see Chris's dildo collection.
Oh.
You can buy his custom-made dildos on chrislovesyou.com.
Get them while they last.
Yep.
Get them while not for long. Yeah, it's like
soon as the audience find out how big it is,
big.
They're
like
gonna
this
sell
big.
out.
And he also has the fister, just in case if you're interested.
Oh my God. That's a way to finish it off. Tom, aren't you glad you stayed for this?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for taking us along on the stakeout. Tell the family, like I said, everybody, appreciate you watching. Like I said, so please, share this out to everybody. Comment. Like I said, if you have any other questions, like we definitely answer them off the air too. So, everybody, have a great night, and we will see you on the next one.
Wednesday.
Thank you
Good
very
night.
much. Yeah.
Bye.